Top 10 Creepy Parallel Universe Stories. Is the parallel universe a thing? We have some instances that will make you believe in the creepy parallel universe stories. So without further ado, let's begin with the video. Number 8. The green-skinned children appeared. In the 12th century, two children, a sister and brother, popped up in a village in England. They had green skin color and talked in an unknown and strange language. They wore strange clothes and refused to eat any food. Finally, they developed a taste for food and lost their green hue. Shortly, the boy got ill and died, but after learning to speak English, the girl explained that they are from a place where the sun doesn't shine bright, and it was twilight there. She and her brother were there, and when they heard a loud noise, they discovered themselves in a new place. Number 9. A person presented at Tokyo Airport with a passport from a country that doesn't exist, toured. The first instance is about a man who was seen at the Tokyo International Airport. Surprisingly, his passport had a country called Torrid, which was not a country. He visited Japan for some business and had legitimate visa stamps, currency from European countries, checks from unknown banks, and a license. He was sent to a hotel while his belongings were kept. However, when they checked on him in the morning, he was not there in the hotel, and he was staying in a room on the 15th floor with a busy street downwards. Number 8. The man who teleported to a parallel universe while driving. In 1986, Pedro was driving from Seville to Alcalá de Guadaira, where he went near a curve and found himself on the 6-lane highway. He continued driving straight ahead and saw strange things like unidentified structures, 2 feet high grass, a 20-story housing unit, and the road's edge. He felt some hot sensation within his vehicle and heard strange voices, one of which informed him that he was coming from another country in a different hemisphere. Number 7. 4 girls took a wrong turn and discovered driving a new environment. This is the story of ladies who were driven on black asphalt but took a wrong turn, and when they took that, they were driving on white cement, surrounded by a lake and grain field. They spotted a neon sign building making random squiggles and a massive group of tall men pouring out of the front door, seeming upset, waving their arms. The girls realized that the men were not humans, so they drove off. While the girls were driving away, they noticed egg-shaped automobiles mounted over tricycle-style wheels following them. When they reached the canyon and drove way back, they somehow returned to the desert they were in. Number 6. The story of spotting a new castle. This is the story where a user stated that when he was outside on his porch playing, a man approached him and asked him to see a new castle. When he went with him to the woods, the place felt like an eternity. That was a gleaming, beautiful, and majestic castle, and the place was heaven. He was in a parallel universe for sure. Number 5. The universe where Beatles never broke up. In 2009, James Richards was in California driving home with his dog. He was then pulled over to let the pup empty her bladder, and she sprinted after a rabbit, and he followed her but tripped and knocked himself unconscious. When James arrived, he was behind an odd machine and was with Jonas, who found his unconscious body while on a work trip to an interdimensional travel agency. Number 4. The woman who visited a different dimension darker version of her town. Carol Chase is the woman who was driving towards Paris, and she saw a road sign near a river. She and her family roots were from there, and she desired to visit the place, but on arrival, she grew on and claimed she couldn't find her place. The houses were strange, and she felt she was in a different universe. Number 3. The woman who woke up with her life altered. Lorena Garcia is the woman who once woke up and noticed some differences in her life. Her bed sheets were unfamiliar, her pajamas were different, and her entire day became weird. She went to work and discovered that her office was not hers, and she worked in a different department, under a boss she would never meet. She returned home and found her ex-boyfriend was there with her current boyfriend. Her new lover, who she had been dating for months, was not discovered anywhere. She believed she was in some parallel universe where the differences were minor. Number 2. The strange man who wound up shipwrecked from an unknown world. A peculiar guy was spotted in Germany, and when he was asked about his whereabouts, he spoke a strange language with broken German variation. He said his name was Joffer Voren and was from a world known as Sakura. He searched for his brother, who he had separated during a shipwreck, and he couldn't trace his route onshore. Number 1. The cabin in the Markawasi Stone Forest leading to a parallel universe. A woman with her friends was camping in a mysterious forest when they heard some music, and they saw people wearing fashion, dancing from the 17th century inside, and they tried entering that area. Before she could enter, a friend pulled her away, and half of her body got paralyzed, the half entered the cabin. People believe that a woman entered the dimensional gateway when she was pulled out and experienced a shift that threw her nervous system. So, this is all. Stay tuned and subscribe for more.